Hey, cycling community, this is Steve, Grusis the Cycling Greek. I thought I was going to have pretty fresh legs for the race today in spite of the 70 miles I did on the road yesterday. Those 70 miles were moderate pace. However, it was a cold day, so maybe that combination with all those solo miles caused my legs to hurt more than I thought they were going to hurt. Now, in spite of the fact that the race points that I have currently are 309 and this category tops out at 330, me being an old guy of 69, I figure I better be pretty conservative in this race. And good thing that I was. My quads were talking to me during the warm-up as well as during the race. Pretty much what you see me doing now, sucking wheel in the middle of the front part of the pack, is what I did during this race. Yep, this was my plan. Until I saw this. I've just jumped to a little over 10K to go. Now this is a 12.1, 12.2 mile race in which there's very little climbing. I like that. In spite of it being flat, our 64 starters have whittled down to about 43 in this pack. Now if you look up ahead, you'll see one person that's taken off and two that are chasing after him. You can check their progress by that little insert map in the upper right hand corner. You can see like those little yellow dots that are separating from the larger group of dots. I'm in that larger group of dots. Now if I was a young cycling Greek, I'd be jumping after that group. But because I'm an old cycling Greek and my quads are feeling it still, I'm just relying on the rest of the pack to keep these guys in check. We still have about half the race to go. Now, I've been in situations where somebody's taken off early and they have stayed away. Still, I'm old, my legs are hurting, I'm staying here. And it turns out that that was a good decision because those guys were eventually brought back. I did notice that soon after they were brought back, the pack slowed down significantly. That would have been a great time to counter. It had been about 5, maybe 10 seconds since the pack had slowed that I started thinking about this, but then I figured I missed my opportunity. And then I was thinking, hopefully someone else will attack, and the pack will do the same thing. That's when I'll go. So I started looking for someone else to attack. Jumping over to 4.5 miles to go, no one was attacking, so I was getting a little nervous. I didn't want to just sit in the pack and just wait for the sprint, especially since I can't sprint. So I figure I need to try to make something happen. Now, if I go from out here, it's going to be a long ways. I certainly can't hold it. I'm hoping some people come with me, but this first one may be more of a get my legs going type of thing. So I go to the back of the pack, then I start to punch it. Being an old guy, it takes me a lot longer to warm up compared to when I was much younger. Same thing with these big efforts. Sometimes I need to do a big effort, prime my legs for it, and then I'll be ready for the next one. This attack also serves another purpose. I get to see how the pack reacts. So I'm looking at the data on the right side, and I'm seeing a lot of 1 seconds. I see a little gap there. There's somebody that's with me for the moment. But I look at the insert map up ahead, and I see that I have a little bit of a gap. Somebody comes by me. I'm really thinking about joining him, but I am pretty cooked right now. All I'm thinking about is being able to hang on with the front pack of whatever comes by. In spite of that, I'm tempted by that second guy that's come by, so now I'm going after him. I need to get to him as quick as I can so I can dial back on the watts, but that's not happening. I'm still pushing around 350 watts, hoping that the rubber band in back of me breaks. All I need to do is keep doing what I'm doing, but I can't keep doing what I'm doing. At a certain point, I literally stop pedaling so I can recover as much as I can before the rest of them catch me and so I can hang on. Looks like the other two are doing the same thing. That's 46-year-old Sam Blakesley from the United States right in front of me, and McGee out in front from the United States. I'm surprised they haven't caught us yet. Looking at the insert map, they're still lined out. I'm not going that fast. These guys aren't going that fast. I've got to watch for the counter. And that's coming from Jay Gibson from the United Kingdom. But I think he's just going to float to the front and just hang on to the leader there, and as we all regroup. Now, recall that we were at about 43 riders in the front pack. I think we got whittled down to about 32. I'm going back into my wheel sucking mode so I can recover as quick as I can. There's not a lot of distance left before the end of the race, about 3.5 miles to go. Jumping ahead to a little over 2 miles to go, I see that there are 36 riders in the front pack. With 64 starters, I wanted to finish in the top half. That's always my basic goal that I have. So that means I have to hit 32 or better. So there's 4 people that I got to beat here. I again slip to the back because it looks like everyone wants to wait for the sprint, and then I just punch it again. Now this time, my upper end is warmed up, so now I'm going for broke. This is my move. I live and I die by it. Now, as soon as I was about to leave the pack, I saw that McGee was behind me, that he knew what I was going to do. He was probably even watching me most of the time. McGee, being the younger and stronger rider, used me as a springboard and just shot past me. The pack is now 4 seconds back. I got to get to McGee's wheel and hang on for as long as I can. Hopefully long enough that if he drops me, I can solo in for second. Up ahead is the 2-kilometer marker. The pack is now 5 and 6 seconds in back of us. I'm not losing any chance of getting onto McGee's wheel. That means I'm on my own. The pack now is thinking they're close enough where they can start increasing their speed. They're now 3 and 4 seconds behind me. I'm getting as close as I can to 300. I'd love to go above 300, but I'm having a hard time doing that. That little insert map shows that they're all lined out. They're just about on me, and there they are. Now I'm trying to recover under stress so I can stay with the front group. I don't know if any rubber bands are breaking in back of me, but I got to get onto these guys' wheel, and I'm finally able to do that. I look up at the insert map, and I see that there are splits in the field, so now we have a smaller group. I'm going to get my top half. Let's see what I can do to get in the top 25%. That means doing 16 or better. Looking at the data on the right, I'm now in 17th, 19th place, so I still have some work cut out for me. Looking up ahead, the sprint has started. I just activated my aero power-up that I've been keeping since the beginning of the race. I'm standing and giving it all the bananas that I have. Out of a max of maybe 164 BPM, my heart rate's at about 155 and climbing. I am in 19th and have my ugly face on, 16th, 17th place, 18th, 16th. I finish at... Okay, this is where I have to wait for Zwift to put on the 16th place. Got my top 25. Breathing like a racehorse. All right. As you watch my ugly face, always remember, comment, like, subscribe, and share this. The Cycling Greek.